Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We are here to chat about makeup brushes. So one of the things that I spent some time doing when I was first heavily getting into makeup was researching the best makeup brushes on YouTube, and I would search and watch videos for hours trying to find people's favorite brushes. And so, I feel like makeup brushes really can impact how your makeup looks and your makeup application. And so I have tried so many makeup brushes, but I didn't always want makeup brushes that would break the bank. I didn't always want to buy kits. Sometimes it's best to buy a kit. Other times it's better if you just purchase the individual brushes that you want. But I have several brushes. I have 14, I think. But there's one more that I'm gonna grab. So I think I'm gonna show you 15 brushes that I use on a day-to-day basis. They're my go-to. We have a mixture of brands, a mixture of price ranges here. And these are just the brushes that if you're looking to invest, if you're looking to kind of up your makeup brushes game, these are my recommendations. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Kelly and I love all things makeup and beauty. I love talking, I love makeup, I love talking about makeup. So if you like to chat about makeup too, I would love to have you subscribe and be part of the K-Bella fam. But why don't we go ahead and jump into the video. Okay, so I have 10 brushes that are for the eyes and then 5 brushes that I use for the face. Of course, you don't need all of these, y'all, okay? These are just my favorite brushes, and so I'm gonna tell you what I use them for. Now, I'm gonna start with the face, and with the face, the way that I would apply my product is I've been trying, y'all, to get into cream products and cream bronzers. So lately, I've been wearing the Rare Beauty bronzer stick, and I put that on under a powder bronzer. And what I do is I just take the stick and draw stripes on my face. And then my favorite brush to blend out cream bronzers and cream blushes is this e.l.f. stipple airbrush, or airbrush stipple. I actually think my friend Emily from Emily's Makeup Bag was the first one who told me about this brush here. If I'm remembering correctly, I want to say it's around $10, and I think you can get it at Ulta. I'll link these brushes down below if I can find them. But I really, really like this one because it is a stipple brush, so it's not going to soak the product up, and it has a nice tip to it for contour. It's nice and dense, and I can just pat in the bronzer and then kind of press it up and blend it in. It's still fluffy enough to blend in, but dense enough where I can get the product where I want it and it doesn't blend the product away. So this is the brush that I love to use if I'm using a cream bronzer or highlighter. Then I typically go in with my powder bronzer, and for my powder bronzer, I'm not trying to be very precise. The thing I like about this stipple brush is I can be more precise. It's more of a contour, but with my bronzer, I kind of just want it all over the cheek. So I really love my BK Beauty 103 for this. It's nice and fluffy, it's very soft, and I just kind of pat the bronzer in first, and then I'll buff it around, buff it onto my forehead, buff it onto my chin. This is you can see, very big, very fluffy, and it does a great job of covering a large surface area. Now, if I'm trying to do more of a contour or more of a concentrated bronzer, or if I'm not putting a cream bronzer underneath, then I typically reach for my BK Beauty 107. This one is the same kind of shape as the 103. This one's the 103, but the 107 is a little bit smaller, so that one I can get it in a more precise area. So if I'm not using a cream bronzer, or if I just want it in a particular area and I'm not trying to blend it all over, then I'll pat it kind of right there in the cheeks and I can still blend it out, but it's not going to cover as much of a large surface. So 3 brushes for bronzers. I know that's a lot. That's just what I do. But I only have one blush brush for you, and the one that I've been using a ton at the moment is actually by Sigma, and this is the large angled contour F40. I'm having trouble talking today and I don't know why. So I like this because it's nice and fluffy, but you can see here it is also angled, and it's still dense enough where if I have a blush that doesn't have a ton of pigmentation or it needs building, this is dense enough where I can get a ton of product, but it's still soft enough where I can blend it out. I feel like the angle of it just fits the contour of my cheeks, but I can also brush a little bit on the apples. So this is just what I've been using lately, and I love it. It's not the only blush brush that I have, but it is my favorite blush brush of the moment. And then the only brush that I ever use for highlighter, ever. I don't even own any other highlighter brushes, is this one right here by Sigma, and it is the Tapered Highlighter F35. I love this. Again, tapered, soft and fluffy. It gets the highlighter where I want it on the high points of the cheeks. I can put a little bit above the brows. I can hit up the nose, and I like it because it's dense enough to pick up the product and get it where I want it to go, but it's soft enough that it blends it out. So I don't get like a harsh streak. I'm not sitting there trying to really blend it out. I feel like some of the other highlighter brushes that are a little bit smaller or not tapered and a little bit fluffier, they kind of give you like a harsh streaky line. And while I do want a blinding highlight, I don't want a harsh line. So that is why I love this one. Those again are the 5 face brushes that I have for you. They are not the only 5 that I have, but these are the 5 that I reach for like on a daily basis. If I'm packing, going on a trip, I'm not going anywhere because I'm currently pregnant, although I'm not sure if this will go up when I'm on maternity leave or not, but these are the 5 brushes that I reach for my face that I would pack with me. Now I'll start with the brush that I technically don't use on my eyes, but I'm putting it in the eye category. Oh no, it rubbed off. Okay, so this brush right here, it is an Anastasia Beverly Hills brush, and I'm pretty sure it's the number 18. Like I said, I'll link it down below, but I use this one. This is like a concealer a concealer brush. Oh my gosh, I'm having trouble talking. You can see it's nice and flat. And what I like to do is after I fill in my brows, I put a little bit of concealer on the back of my hand. I dip this in and I can really clean up underneath my brow area. I have found this is not necessary, y'all. You don't have to clean up your brows, okay? Many people don't. But I have found that I am like a perfectionist with my brows. I have to create a brow every single day. Mine are like non-existent. And if I have any little stray like mark anywhere, I want to clean it up with concealer. So this brush does that for me. Then I always set my eyeshadow primer. I have small hooded eyes, and if I don't set from the crease up to the brow bone, I get a ton of creasing, even if I like go in with the shadow right away. So this brush right here is by Real Techniques. It's super old. Everything is wiped away. I think it's called the Small Accent Brush. When I got this, I got it in a set, so I don't know if it's sold separately or not. But I like this because it's tiny and I have tiny eyes, but it's fluffy. So I'll go in with like a bone shade or like a neutral shade that matches my skin tone, and I will kind of pat it in the crease and then like blend it out into my brow bone. I use it every single day. This is the one I almost forgot to grab, but like I use it every single day. So I had to have it in here. Then I start with my crease, and I like to have a transition shade, something that's the lightest shade that I'm using to put kind of all over the crease to get myself ready for makeup application. And my favorite brush for that is the BK Beauty 201. This one is nice and fluffy. It is larger. This one, because I have small eyes, will get the product all over my eye. I'm not trying to be precise with this one. I want it all over the crease. I take the lightest shade and just kind of buff and blend it out, and it blends everything out seamlessly. Then, because I have small eyes, I need another brush that's going to be better for like more detailed crease work, and it's really going to focus the shadow just in the crease. And so for that, I go in with my BK Beauty 202 because this one is a little bit more narrow. It's still fluffy, so it's still going to blend nicely, but especially for my small eyes, I can really get in the crease and it's not going to get everywhere, whereas my 201 is nice and fluffy, and my 202 is more for the detail work. So I can just kind of get that where I need it to go. If I have like a deeper shade that I really want to put in that outer corner, I have 2 brushes for that. My favorite is the BK 207. This one is a small, like domed, pretty dense brush, and I'll go in with like a deep shade and just kind of pack it. I don't blend with this one, I pack, but you can pack it in the outer corner and you'll get like a ton of pigment with that. But if I want to like pack and blend, now if you want intensity, bright color, you want it to be deep, you want to pack. But if you're putting a deeper color but you kind of want to like blend it out or blow it out a little bit, what I like to use is the BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy A504, because this one is also very tiny. It's a very tiny detailed brush, but it's fluffy. So this one I can pack still in the outer corner, but then I can blend it out, or I can blend the edges. Whereas with my 207, because it's so dense, I can't really blend with that one. This one is also good if you're trying to like smoke out your lower lash line, just because it's so small. You can really smoke out the lower lash line with that one as well. That's not typically how I use it, because more than likely if I'm going in on the lower lash line, I'm gonna reach for my Sigma Pencil E30 brush. I was gonna say F, but E for I, E30 brush. This one, okay, so typically they're a little bit more narrow and dense than this one. This one is old, it's used and abused, and I love the used and abused fluffiness, but I'll take this and just blend right underneath where I have my little eye wrinkles there, and I'll put whatever shadow I put in my crease, I'll just run it underneath the lash line, and it kind of makes the look go together nicely. But this is still fluffy enough where it's blending it out and diffusing it. Now, if I want something on the lower lash line that's a little bit deeper and more defined, then I'll go in with my BK Beauty 204 brush. That's this one right here. It's very short and dense. This one is more for like a liner look. So I'll dip into a dark shade and just put it, because I have small eyes, I'll just put it right here on the outer corner and kind of pat it in. And then I'll go in with that pencil brush and blend it out. But this is more for the packing, just like the 207. This one is again the 204, and it's better for like packing. I feel like if you wanted to pack your upper lash line, I don't do that because I have small eyes, but if you wanted to, you could really pack it in there as well. The lid. I didn't forget the lid. I have two brushes. My favorite lid brush of all time, hands down. I've tried a ton, okay? I like shimmer. I like pigment. I don't want fallout. I want it to be bam, sparkly, beautiful. Hands down, my favorite brush is the BK Beauty 203. I have two of these, and I feel like two of these is not enough. I feel like I need much more. The reason why I love this brush so much is because you get the pigment on there, and it's dense enough where I can pat it where I want it to be. But the thing I love about it is how fluffy the tip is, where I can then blend out the crease shade with my lid shade. So I can pack, get the pigment, and blend, and everything just looks nice and seamless and beautiful. I love this. If you don't get any of the other eye brushes, you only get one eye brush, get this one. It is a great, great lid shade. However, if you are someone who likes to use cream products on your lid, you like to use like Patrick Ta has those cream shades, or the Auric, you know, they have like the jar where it's the cream and then the powder on top. For cream shades, which I don't use a ton of, I like this Rephr brush. It's the Rephr 02. This probably does fine with powder as well, but I like this one because it's nice and flat, but also still a little bit fluffy at the top. And I use this like with my Auric and my Patrick Ta, where I'll dip in and then I'll pat it right on the lid and use this top part to kind of blend out the crease, just like I do with the 203. You can probably use the 203 with creams also. This is just what I use for those cream products. Now, do you need 15 makeup brushes? No, you do not, okay? If you're a beginner, if you're just starting out, if you're trying to upgrade, you don't need 15 brushes, okay? This is excessive, and I still have brushes back there. But I just thought that I would share with you some of my favorites so that you can pull out, like maybe you just want to upgrade a couple brushes, maybe you're like missing a certain type of brush in your collection, like maybe you have small eyes like me and you're really missing a detailed crease brush, then definitely go for the 202. Or maybe you're really looking for, since everybody's into creams, a cream brush product where you can kind of get the product where you want it to go and blend it out. So I just wanted to share my favorites with you. These are my favorite brushes. These are the brushes I reach for every single day, and they are my go-tos. But that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are a brush lover and you have recommendations, leave them down below. Share the wealth, share the knowledge. But that is going to do it for this video. Again, I'll have these brushes linked with affiliate codes down below. That does mean that if you click the link, I would get a commission, not from you, but from the Magic Links company. I would get a commission. So if you're not comfortable with that, go to the retailer directly. But I do also have a code, KBella, I think it's KBella10. I'll put it on the screen, but I have a code for BK Beauty if you want to save 10% off as well. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe before you go. That way I can see you in the next one.